I'm Rick Howard, president of Kingdom Magic Vacations. In my job, I get to travel a lot. I explore the world on land and sea, eating in unique restaurants and discovering interesting locations. I'm always looking for new places to visit, and I want you to travel with me. Welcome to Travel with Rick. Well, hey guys, how are you doing? Hey Andrew.
What's up?
It's all good, man. Good to have you.
Another day in paradise.
Another day in paradise. Hey, wow, it's been about a year. We were sitting in this same spot, bro.
That's right. Memories.
Memories.
It's been a whole year already.
It's been a whole year. Well, guys, we wanted to take this episode and kind of recap 2012 on Travel with Rick. We went to some cool places, man.
We went to some amazing places. A lot has happened this year. It's been a busy, fun year.
It has been a busy, fun year. Hawaii twice. That was kind of cool. My first time in Hawaii in April. Yours too, right?
That's right. Yep.
You did a 15-night Hawaii cruise. You learn a lot about your travel companion in 15 nights. I'll say that. Andrew and I did that together. In case you guys are joining us and don't know who this guy is, this is our camera guy. Normally you're on that side of the camera.
That's right. I got the ghost camera guy.
Right.
Filming today.
Yeah. We're on automatic pilot actually, but you know, Andrew's more than just our camera guy. He's my travel companion. You're the go-to guy at Kingdom Magic Vacations, right? You do everything there, pretty much, right?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, you've got a pretty significant role there. So, but yeah, Hawaii twice was awesome. I say twice because Andrew and I did the 15-night Hawaii cruise. The first one actually in April. There was another one in October on the Disney Wonder. We didn't do that one. But then my family went to Aulani in June or July. You guys, I don't know, look it up. We went there. And it was awesome to visit Oahu and go to Aulani and do that. We had a blast there. There were some highlights. We'll get to that later.
Hawaii is amazing. It's similar to Florida. I mean, you could go snowboarding and surfing in the same day there. It's such an incredible place.
Yeah.
You know? We didn't get to go snowboarding, but we did do some water sports. We got ourselves wet a little bit, you know.
Did some amazing zip lining.
Oh, fantastic.
The tandem zip lining and the upside down zip lining. I don't know, watch the video if you didn't see it. It was pretty amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah, Kauai,
totally worth it.
Kauai was just beautiful. Had a blast there. I think that was our favorite island, right?
Definitely, by far. Kauai was incredible. The 8 hours that we spent doing all the zip lining and hiking and kayaking, swimming up in the mountain pools, it was amazing.
That was a full day. Again, thanks to our travel agent Leslie for making that happen. That was pretty cool. Yeah, where else did we go? Went to Wyoming. Wyoming was a blast.
Yeah, switching gears from the islands out to you know,
the mountains.
50 feet of snow.
Yeah, 50 feet of snow and growing, I think. You know, and I think Leslie's going to take us back there by popular demand, but we'll get to 2013 stuff later. But yeah, Wyoming was just amazing. That was the trip that I went on kicking and screaming. Was not convinced that was going to be a good trip for us at all. I was convinced my travel agent had gone off the deep end and had scheduled something that was not on my bucket list for sure. But we had a blast there. Turned out to be the most fun. We just had a great time snowmobiling, getting introduced to that, snowshoeing, and just experiencing cold weather vacations, which is something we don't normally do either. So that was a blast. Then we went south again, way south to Central America. Travis Tenney and I went to Costa Rica on an adventure by Disney. That was a lot of fun. You saw the video.
The pictures and the videos that you guys sent back were absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
You know, the mountain, and I don't know if I'm saying this right, Arenal or Arenal?
Arenal,
yeah.
You know,
Arenal. Absolutely, it looked gorgeous.
Yeah, that was a cool volcano.
Like an incredible trip.
And the zip lining that we did on Arenal was just some of the best ever. I got to say that it topped Mexico, and it definitely even topped Hawaii.
Wow.
Just for, you know, sheer length of time, for height, and for length of runs. I mean, there was one run that was almost a mile, over a half a mile for sure. And speed, I mean, you know, so we were high, we were fast, and we were long on that zip line. You know, it was really cool.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
And then, you know, the sea turtles that we saw in Tortuguero, you know, and the river trips that we took, the jungle cruises, the authentic, not on a guided boat, you know. I mean, yes, this is a free-floating vessel.
Not so many bad jokes either, I'm sure.
Yeah, not so many bad jokes either, but definitely good times in Costa Rica. And Adventures by Disney, you guys have heard us say it over and over, it's just a wonderful product. Our guides were awesome. Just had a great time with them. You know, both Ronald and Michael, Michael was also our guide when we went to Wyoming. Not for our winter trip, but our summer trip a couple of years ago that we did out to Jackson Hole, and that whole area out there was just awesome with Michael Rodriguez. So big thumbs up to our Disney Adventure guides. So yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. And you know, and then we did a couple of extended trips, if you will. 31 days of food and wine, big thumbs up. 25 days of Christmas just ended.
That's right. Yep. I really hope you guys enjoyed that stuff. Yeah, we had a lot of video produced this year. The whole month of October being Food and Wine Festival.
Right.
Thank you so much for all the guests and everything that came out and helped us.
And all the TWR friends that we ran into, man.
That was one of the major highlights of the entire year. Was walking around World Showcase and running into friends and seeing them and getting their feedback. They told us the shows they watched. They stayed away from Singapore. And so it was that was a true highlight. Just a true blessing to be able to see as many people as we did.
It was so cool to run into so many of our friends out there who said they were watching our videos at night or in the morning in their rooms, and then going out and going around to the booths and trying the things that we were trying. And like you said, staying away from the couple of things that we panned. Singapore 2013, stay home, man. Stay home.
Yeah, that's right. They need to replace that. Anyway.
Well, they've already got Hawaii. Let's see. We need a Costa Rica booth. Rice and beans. Rice and beans. That's what we had in Costa Rica. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So 31 days of food and wine was just awesome. Met a lot of great people, had a lot of great guests, ate a lot of great food, and drank some great wine, Just a blast. Saw some great live music, as we always do. Saw some great celebrity chefs. Robert Irvine, met him, went to his culinary demonstration, got to hang out with him and the Bigbies, who are friends of ours and friends of Robert Irvine's, and Amanda Tenney, who is also a friend of Robert Irvine's. Got to hang out with them, spend some time over in the pub, and go to Party for the Senses. Also went to Party for the Senses with Tony Casanova. Just had a blast doing that. Saw Buddy Valestro at one of the culinary demonstrations.
Oh, the Cake Boss, right?
The Cake Boss, yeah. Him and his wife were down. He was so into dude, I will tell you, we're going to talk about food in just a bit, but one of the food highlights for me, and I'm not even a real big fan of desserts or this particular dessert, but he made these cannolis that were just fantastic. But one of his keys to a good cannoli is he made his own shells in New Jersey and shipped them down here.
Oh, really?
He brought his own shells with him. Didn't make them when he got there, made them in his bakery and shipped them down.
Wow.
And he said that's the key. That's the key to a great cannoli, is you don't stuff them and let them sit. You make them to order. That way they don't get soggy and get mushy and stuff. So he literally was just making them right there to as they were needed, and they were fantastic. So again, Tony Casanova and I did that. We just had a blast there. And then 25 days of Christmas. What a time, huh?
I tell you what, it was amazing filming that. And Food and Wine Festival is so much fun. We get to go around Walt Disney World so much to bring that to you guys, and this year has just been amazing. The Christmas decorations, it's so amazing to see. It's truly one of the best times of the year here, and one of our favorite times to bring you all the entertainment and the decorations, the gingerbread houses, and all the different holiday displays. It's fantastic.
And I just love the candlelight processional with Andy Garcia. That was just so
He did
so
a great
cool.
job. Yeah, his little improv there and trying to get the choir to sing again.
Yeah, he tried to take over. He tried to stage a revolt.
Yeah. Maestro, you inspired me.
Right. Maybe not a revolt, but it was definitely it was a Cuban coup, I think. But it was awesome. It was awesome.
Great.
And as we said in the last episode, that's what Christmas memories are all about. Making memories with friends and family, and coming out and experiencing great places. you know, that's what you want to do. So that's what we did, you know, all year. And you know, we talked about food just briefly, but we had some great food this year that we took you guys to experience. Not just food and wine, but all throughout the year. What do you think?
I remember as we were talking about this episode, and the first food that came to my mind was the airline chicken that I had at our group dinner at Artist Point.
Right.
And we'll link that episode up for you.
Right.
It was such an incredible night. We had a lot of great friends there in the restaurant in the Wilderness Lodge, and that chicken was just so amazing. It was the first time I'd ever eaten at that restaurant, and it really stuck in my mind as one of the highlights of our food experiences for the year.
Yeah, I remember that dinner so well. You know, we had the Tennies out, and Sarah and Barry, Luca were out, and just had a blast with them. It was so much fun. And I'm trying to remember what I had. I think I had scallops. I'll have to go back and watch that video. But we just had an amazing dinner that night, you know. And then we saw some great restaurants open. Be Our Guest.
That's right.
You know, we ate dinner, or ate lunch there rather, had our first meal at Be Our Guest. That was just a blast to do. And the cannolis. I remember the cannolis that Buddy blessed. And I'm not a big dessert person, but yeah, the cannolis, as I mentioned, that Buddy did. But yeah, we had some great food. It's not a bad job when you get right down to it. You know, we get to bring you guys along and experience a lot of cool things. But yeah,
we got to do
not a bad job.
We got to do a really unique episode this year. We got to, since New Fantasyland opened up, we were able to do a food and drink comparison. You know, if you guys didn't see our smoked meats and frozen treats episode, we took a turkey leg versus a pork shank, and a Dole Whip float versus LeFou's brew.
Yeah, and, I could go with that pork shank right about now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely, anytime.
Yeah,
anytime.
We need catering for a pork shank now. Yeah, that was a pretty cool episode too. You got to link that one up. That was a blast. So
absolutely.
You guys missed that one. Yeah, that was our first head-to-head food challenge.
That's right. I think we're gonna have to do that more often.
That we rated foods. Yeah. So if there's anything that you guys want us to compare, you know, send us in an email or leave us a comment below, and we'll be glad to check that out for you as well. You know. So what else happened in 2013? Had a lot of great guests.
Well, you know? We had a lot. Some of the places we traveled were actually new additions to the Disney family.
Yeah.
We were able to bring you guys a great tour. One of our most popular videos of the Disney Fantasy.
Wow. Yeah.
You know? So that ship is absolutely gorgeous. We were able to take you on a tour of that. And
she is beautiful, and there were a lot of nice a lot of nice enhancements to the Fantasy, even over the Dream the year before, you know. So 2 years now, 2011 and 2012, Disney has introduced new ships. So, you know, the adult areas on the Fantasy are just fantastic. The satellite falls that they have up on the bow of the ship is just a great new area.
Definitely.
Same area on the Dream, but the addition of that wet falls area that they put in there, it's just such a nice addition up there. Great place to go and congregate, hang out with family and friends. You know, some of the adult entertainment areas and the nightclub areas, the enhancements they made there are just incredible as well. And Animator's Palette, you know, the changes that they did with the interactive drawings
what a cool
that you get to put. Yeah, I think you signed yours, John Lasseter.
That's right.
Yeah, you sign your after you do your drawing, they actually take your drawing, your individual drawing, and implement it into the show. Everyone in the restaurant, their drawing becomes part of the show, and then when you autograph it, sign your work of art, it shows up in the end credits as it should in a movie.
That's right.
A Disney animated feature. So you get to become artists for a night, and for that night, Andrew was John Lasseter. Oh, and we saw John Lasseter a couple of times.
Yes. You got to see him on your Pixar cruise.
Got to see him on a Pixar cruise. Speaking of new additions to the family, we went out to a little opening in June in Disneyland at Cars Land. That was pretty incredible. Saw John out there again.
Absolutely.
One of the highlights of my year was walking down a packed Route 66 in a newly opened Cars Land, and looking up on top of one of the buildings, noticing the film crews up there, and seeing John Lasseter with his iPhone leaning over the railing, looking down Route 66 towards Radiator Springs, and having him taking a picture of the crowd on his iPhone. So I have a picture of John Lasseter on my iPhone taking a picture of the crowd with his iPhone. Pretty cool stuff.
That is really cool, man.
And not only did we see him in there and on our cruise, we also didn't run into him, but saw him walk into one of our favorite restaurants this year.
That's right. We were eating sushi at the California Grill, and then I turned my head, and there he is.
There he is.
I couldn't believe it. It was incredible.
Couldn't believe it. Yeah, really cool. So, yeah, he was actually here for Food and Wine also. He was one of the presenters from his winery in Sonoma, a great winery, and we've actually had some of his wines on the Disney Cruise Line ships. So, cool stuff. Cool stuff. So what other additions did we have?
Well, the most recent, is definitely Fantasyland and the new test track.
Yeah.
So,
right.
You know, I'm sure you guys saw that video a little while ago. You know, they've opened up the new Fantasyland to everybody. They've got some great attractions in there now. And then Test Track, the revamp, looks amazing. I can't wait to go myself.
We got to go do that.
Yeah.
We got, when we're finished with these guys, we got to go over there and
we'll go have a little fun.
Yeah, we got to go do that. Well, it's kind of work, kind of fun. Yeah, we got to do that. Yeah, exactly. Well, what else you got in your notes there?
We talked about a lot of our highlights.
Oh.
What we need to talk about is some of our
our lowlights?
Yeah, our lowlights of the year. Things that we maybe screwed up on.
Yeah, I kind of remember that kayak trip in Hawaii.
I remember that vividly as well. It's incredible. You know, we of course had to put the new Andy Cam helmet cam up to its waterproof test, and so we needed to flip the kayak in order to just test it. You know,
he says needed to. I really wasn't. I went along for the ride. You know, I was there, but you know, I wasn't a big fan of flipping the kayak.
What an experience!
Yeah.
You know, I thought we could make it up those rapids, but you know, that river had another plan for us.
Yeah, we definitely saw another side of Hawaii. Not a lot of tourists see.
Yeah, that's right.
No question. And speaking of another part of Hawaii, I tried something new for the first time. You know. As you progress in years, as you get a little older, you know, I'm a big proponent of trying new things and trying things you've never done before. And one of those lifelong things I've always wanted to do was try paddleboarding, and I decided to do that in a quiet cove in Oahu, in Aulani. And I'm glad it was a quiet cove because it's a lot harder than it looks. I couldn't imagine trying to do that where there were a lot of waves or on big water or something, because I was less than successful for a while at paddleboarding.
And luckily, you know, your travel agent is such a great camera person as well, that we were able to capture that on film.
Yeah, she was glad to capture that on film, and you might could hear me grumbling out there if she wasn't laughing so hard while she was filming it, so I doubt you heard me saying anything from out there. And speaking of Leslie laughing, she had another laughable moment with me this year. You know, I'm glad I can bring amusement not only to my family but to you guys as I chased my snowmobile down the hill in Wyoming. Yeah, I kind of remember a dude, there goes my ride moment.
Oh my God.
You know, as I stalled my snowmobile out on the top of the mountain, and being a novice snowmobiler, not realizing. Didn't know how to get it down the mountain, get it turned around and survive that, but didn't realize that you're not supposed to point it straight down the mountain because, like I said, dude, there goes your ride when you do that, you know. So yeah, that was one of those laughable moments brought to you here on Travel with Rick. What else did we have? I'm sure there were a few more that...
I'm sure. I don't like to remember that many, you know.
Yeah,
we have way too many bloopers at the end of this that you guys can watch.
Yeah, that's probably enough right there. You know, memorable, you had to be there moments on Travel with Rick was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
So I think that's pretty much 2012 in a nutshell. We want to talk about what we're doing next year.
Well, do you guys want to do anything in 2013? What do you think? Should we keep doing this? What do you think? Should we keep doing this, Andrew?
I don't know. I love it pretty much, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, here it is December, near end of December. We're on the verge of 2013. Yeah, and of course we've already got some trips planned for you guys, planned for us, and absolutely we'll bring you along. We're going back to Wyoming in February. Well, before that, we've got a little thing just in a couple of weeks, well, less than a couple of weeks now, we're going back on a Disney ship, right?
That's right.
We're going to revisit the Dream 2 years later, almost 2 years later. The Dream sailed in March of, well, had some of her test sailings earlier than that, but made her inaugural voyage in January or March? Okay, the Fantasy sailed in March.
No,
yeah,
January.
Yeah, so the Fantasy
11.
Yeah, the Fantasy sailed in March of 12. So I think you're right. The Dream sailed in January, and we did some of our earlier sailings in December on her. But we're going back. So
that's right.
2 years later.
Plenty of video.
2 years later, we got to go back on that aqueduct.
That's right.
Yeah, you got to use the helmet cam on the aqueduct. You know, some of our new technology that we're doing. That's another thing we didn't mention. Maybe before we get to 2013, we can talk about some of our technology moments.
Oh,
you know?
yes.
We've got a new camera. You want to tell them why?
Yeah. During Food and Wine Festival, it's a pretty stressful time for our shooting schedule, and you know, our camera just, I don't know, it just couldn't keep up. It decided to throw itself on the ground.
He's so kind.
And break itself, and so
he's being very kind. I dropped the camera. That's really what it comes down to. Moving from location to location, you know, tearing it down sometimes is kind of a pain, and so I decided not to do that. Even against some of my people that were with me, even against their best judgment, they're saying, no, you better put that thing away. And I just left it sitting in the case without really the case being closed real well, and went to take it off and tumbled right down. And yep, now we've got a new camera. There you go. And speaking of new cameras, we utilized the helmet cam a lot more this year.
That's right.
We broke it in Wyoming. Actually bought it for the Wyoming snowmobiling trip. So it got a little wet with snow way before it got wet in Hawaii. But yeah, so we utilized that a lot more this year for ride-ons. Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, some great rides that we filmed with that. And then, as Andrew mentioned, we used it kayaking. Actually, went way underwater with it, as we used it for our Snuba trip in Oahu. Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. So yeah, we're utilizing our lapel mics a lot more. Didn't use them this time because of some interference with the wireless technology, I guess. Still haven't worked out all the bugs on this stuff, have we?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
And technical things to come. Everybody's asking for smell-o-vision. You know, we got to get that worked out.
I made a couple comments. All right, I'm working on it. Okay. Whoever it was that said you're planning on winning the lottery this year, we could definitely use some funding. All right.
Right.
So you throw some funding at us, and we'll definitely vamp up the research into that smell-o-vision thing.
There you go. There you go. We gotta get that for Food and Wine next year for sure. But anyway, on to 2013. Like I said, we're going on the Dream in January.
Yep.
And then we're back to. But even before that, Leslie and I have a short Disney trip planned. Of course, we're coming to Disney all the time. I guess sometimes we don't even count those really as trips. We're here so often. But Leslie and I have a little weekend getaway that we're actually doing something we've never done before at Disney, is looking at the dining plan. We actually have a trip plan that we're going to do the dining plan, just so we can learn more about it and experience it and tell you guys more about it. Then after that, like I keep trying to say, we're going back to Wyoming, back to Jackson Hole, and back to the Brooks Lake Lodge in Du Bois for more snowmobiling, cross-country skiing, ice fishing, and snowshoeing probably, and just some general relaxation and having some fun in the snow in Wyoming. Cool stuff.
Wow, ice fishing, man.
Cool
that
stuff.
Sounds like absolutely no fun.
Oh no, they've got this thing set up. They actually, you know, they cut the hole in the ice. They have a little tent set up. They have some hot cocoa going for you. I mean, come on, you know. And me, I thought I was the anti-snow guy.
Wait a minute. Listen, I'm all about snowboarding, but I ain't gonna go out there and sit and fish in no ice pond. All right.
Yeah. I think I'll sit back in the lodge and let Leslie bring the fish back for Antonia to cook. I am so looking forward to Antonia's cooking. I'm glad we've already checked to make sure she was still going to be there as the head chef of Brooks Lake Lodge. I'm looking forward to some of those ranch eggs Benedict that she makes. It's going to be so awesome.
You rave about those every time you come back.
So great. She makes such great trout and salmon and all kinds of wild exotic meats like boar and elk, and we had an Argentinian beef that was just fantastic. So yeah, cool stuff. Oh, speaking of firsts, we're still talking about 2013, but we're going to skip around here. Another first was our Princess Cruise that Leslie and I just got back on. If you guys are noticing this little beard that I've got going here, I forgot to pack my razor on a 10-night Panama Canal cruise, but you know, we're going to be showing you that more to come. We just got back yesterday and be showing you more about that, but I forgot my razor, so rather than buy a new one, I just thought I'd start my my Wyoming beard early.
Bring it on, man. Yeah, the warmer the better.
So I'm not shaving until after we get back from cold country, so you'll get to see that progress, I guess, unless Leslie gets upset with me and has me shave. You never know. So anyway, back to 2013. Yeah, the Princess Cruise was amazing. We're going to be showing you more about that next year. Andrew just got the video. It's going to be pretty cool. We did a Panama Canal crossing, which was definitely a bucket list item for me. So to get to see that and get to bring you guys along was really cool. So that's kind of a 2012-2013. Shot in 12, brought to you in 2013 thing. So that's something you've got to look forward to for sure in 2013. Then speaking of Panama Canal, we're back to the canal in May on the Wonder as she does a reposition from Miami to LA to begin her summer Alaska tour. And so we're going to take the ship from Miami all the way through the Panama Canal. On our Princess Cruise, we just did a partial canal. Went through the first set of locks in Gatun and went to the lake and then sailed back through. This time we're going all the way through from the Atlantic side to the Pacific side and taking you guys with us all the way to LA. Just like our Hawaii cruise, almost 15 nights.
That's awesome.
Nice long cruise. Oh, and you wanted to mention something about long cruises.
Long cruises,
right?
do not do well with Rick's Apple products. I know that on our Hawaii cruise, your iPhone died.
Right.
Just recently.
Right in the middle of brunch.
That's right. Yeah, we were trying to get some footage of that brunch, you know, which hopefully we'll have for you in 2013.
That's our plan. That's on our filming schedule, is to take you guys to brunch on the Dream. That's phenomenal, right?
Oh, it's amazing. And I really enjoy it more than the dinner just because of the buffet selection and the amazing job they do on the breakfast entrees. It's incredible.
And the flatbreads, because you can't get
yes.
the flatbreads anymore at dinner. You can only get the flatbreads now for brunch. So that's amazing to do. Yeah, and so then the other thing, on our 10-night Panama Canal cruise, it rained so much in Aruba. You'll have to watch the video. We talk about it more. But I took my iPad along in my backpack, and it rained so hard it got soaked. So we had to go back and it had to dry it out with some rice, and hopefully it's going to come back fully. In the beginning it wouldn't even turn on, so now it's at least turning on a little bit. So hopefully that's going to come back. So that's a travel tip for you. If you ever get your smartphones, your cameras, your iPads wet, go to the restaurant, ask them for a bag of rice and stick it in there. It's worth a try. It's worked a couple of times on iPhones for us, and now it's worked on my iPad.
So make sure you prepare your Apple products for this new Panama Canal cruise, all right?
Well, I don't know how to prepare for it because they're just unforeseen happenings that go on, you know. Maybe I'll hold off on buying an iPad mini until we get back from that cruise so I don't trash that Apple product. But lest we continue bashing Apple products here, because I'm a lover of Apple products. He obviously is not. Yeah, so May we're going to Panama Canal. We've got an ABD coming up this year as well.
Right. Yeah, out on the West Coast. Yep. You guys, you and Tony from Disney by the Numbers, are going out to the Backstage Magic
Backstage
tour.
Magic.
That's going to be awesome.
We're going to take you to WDI, Walt Disney Imagineering. We're going to take you through a tour of the studios, which that's the only way you can tour the studios, is by special invitation or do an ABD. So there's probably still room on that trip. If you guys want to join us, check us out on Kingdom Magic Vacations, and we can help you plan that trip, or you can always just follow us along. It won't be as good, won't have as much fun, but you'll get to see it at least. But yeah, that's something we're planning. And then right after that trip, literally the day our adventure ends, we go to the D23 Expo. We're going to be taking you back there. We'll have been 2 years since we've been to the Expo. I didn't have one last year, so it's an every 2-year event. So we'll be taking you to the D23 Expo. Then we're going to be taking a lot more cruises next year as well. We've already booked. I mentioned that we just got back from a Princess Cruise. That was my first cruise on any cruise line other than Disney, and we loved it. Absolutely loved it. Still love Disney. Still love Disney more. But we did like it a lot. And actually, Princess has a new ship that debuts in June of 2013. So we're going to be doing one of the inaugural sailings on the all-new Grand Princess and doing an Eastern Caribbean in November, right after Food and Wine ends. And speaking of Food and Wine.
That's right, man. 2013 is going to be off the hook for Food and Wine.
What are we going to do?
We're going to be doing lots of walkabouts, you know, seeing as how we met so many people, so many TWR friends in World Showcase this year. That we're going to be planning a lot of stuff. We're going to be bringing you, you know, hopefully monthly updates about, you know, the upcoming Food and Wine Festival. So look for videos every month, you know, talking about that. Of course, we're going to have our internal countdown calendars, you know.
We're excited about it now. I can't wait for Food and Wine. It's one of my, you guys hear me say, it's one of my favorite times of year at Disney. And, you know, I don't know what we'll do to top 31 days, but we're definitely we're gonna be there. We're gonna bring you a lot of coverage for it, and we want you to be there. As Andrew mentioned, we're gonna be doing some sip and strolls. So we're gonna set up some dates, look for our calendar to be coming out, and we're going to set up some dates that we want not only to run into you guys, but we want to walk around and enjoy some food and wine with you and do some videos with a lot of you guys. So not just see you in the park, we want to see you on some Travel with Rick videos and enjoy some of the great food and wine events and some of the great food and wine destinations with you.
And we will all avoid Singapore together.
Yeah, that's right. We'll corporately and collectively not have anything from Singapore. That's right. So Singapore, stay home. Stay home. And then probably we'll do something for Christmas. I don't know, something little something.
A little something. A little something.
Yeah. But anyway, it's going to be a great year in 2013 on Travel with Rick. We're looking forward to bringing you guys along. We're looking forward to some great destinations. We've already mentioned a few, and those are just the ones we have planned now. Things pop up all the time.
Yep.
So you never know what we're going to be doing. We should go to Universal probably. It's been a while since we've taken them to Universal. I think we should probably do something down the road at Universal Studios. So look for that.
Yeah.
I think we should pay a visit back to Mr. Patel and see what's going on.
Bring it on. Yeah, we got our new camera, our new helmet cam. There's a lot more we can do.
There is a lot more we can do. And we're going to take you guys with us. So listen, thanks for hearing us recap our year. We hope you guys had a blast with us. It was so much fun bringing it to you. Thank you so much for watching our episodes. Thank you so much for your comments. Thanks for traveling along with us on Travel with Rick. It's such a blast bringing these destinations to you, and it's such a blast getting your feedback and meeting you in the park. So if you see us, please, by all means, come up and say, hey Rick, hey Andrew, you know, we'd love to hang out with you. We'd love to meet you. Love to get a picture. Love to have some food if you see us at Food and Wine. That's what we do, right, Andrew?
Bring it on. That'd be great.
That's right. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. We've got to get ready for 2013. We're going to play and have some fun in the parks. But we've got a question of the week for you.
That's right.
How should we do it? I guess now you're no longer a guest, so you know, maybe we should both ask a question.
Okay.
All right, you go first. You go first.
I would like to know what, of course, your favorite episode of 2012 was. I know there was a lot of them, but if you had to pick one that you could watch for the rest of your life on a deserted island, what would it be?
What's the one?
2012.
What's the one TWR episode in 2012 you couldn't live without?
That's right. Yep.
Awesome. That's a great question. All right, so mine is, we've kind of told you a few of the places we're going in 2013. I guess these two questions were just kind of obvious, right? What'd you like in 2012? Well, mine is, where do you want to see us go in 2013? We mentioned a few places that we're going. If you could travel along with us anywhere, or you could send us anywhere, where would you send us in 2013 on Travel with Rick? Well, that's it. That's our questions. Answer them both of them. All right, and all you lurkers, all you guys that have been hanging out in 2012, watching our videos, not commenting, stop it. Type some stuff down there below. We want to get to know you as well. And guys, listen, we said thanks for 2012. We mean it. We love you guys. We appreciate you watching. We want to see you right back here for 2013 and right back here next week for more great episodes of Travel with Rick. It's been a joy. It's been a pleasure. We're looking forward to seeing more of you guys and bringing you more stuff in 2013. Right, Andrew?
That's right.
All right.
We love doing this.
All right. So long, guys. See you right back here next week.